You decide today is the day. You're going to wake up early and work out. You set the alarm, you lay out your clothes, you actually feel motivated. Then the alarm goes off. You hit snooze. You tell yourself, just 5 more minutes. And before you know it, you've failed before your day has even started. Why does this keep happening? Is it because you're lazy? Do you just lack discipline? No. It's because your life is being secretly run by four unbreakable laws you probably don't even know exist. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what they are and how you can use them to finally take back control. Let's be real, that feeling of failing at a new habit is awful. It makes you question your own willpower and commitment. But what if I told you that the problem isn't you? What if the real reason bad habits are so ridiculously hard to break is because you're using the wrong system for change? This is the core idea from the game-changing book Atomic Habits by James Clear. He makes a powerful point. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Goals are great for setting a direction, but your systems are what actually get you there. If you want to change your life, you don't need some massive overnight transformation. You just need to understand the four simple laws that govern your behavior and then start redesigning your life around them. The whole process of any habit fits into a simple four-step loop: cue, craving, response, and reward. And for each step, there's a law you can use to your advantage. Master these laws and you master your habits. So, let's get into the blueprint for a better you. The first law of behavior change is to make it obvious. Every single habit starts with a cue, a trigger in your environment that tells your brain, hey, do that thing. Most of your habits are so automatic you don't even see the cues. The phone buzzes, you grab it. You walk into the kitchen, you open the fridge. See? So to build a good habit, you have to make the cues for it impossible to ignore. You have to design your environment for success. Want to remember to take your vitamins? Don't hide them in a cabinet. Put the bottle right next to your coffee maker. Want to practice guitar more? Stop putting it in the case. Get a stand and put it right in the middle of your living room. One of the best ways to do this is a technique called habit stacking. You simply chain a new habit you want to build onto a habit you already do without thinking. The formula is simple. After I, current habit, I will new habit. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. Or after I take off my work shoes, I will immediately change into my workout clothes. You're using the momentum of a habit you've already mastered to launch you into the new one. The cue is no longer just a random thought. It's built right into your daily routine. The second law is to make it attractive. Here's a little secret. Your brain releases a hit of dopamine, the feel-good chemical, not just when you get a reward, but when you anticipate one. That anticipation is what we call a craving, and it's the motivational engine behind every single habit you have. The more attractive an action is, the more your brain craves it. This is why we're so influenced by the people around us. If you join a book club, you're way more likely to become a reader. If all your friends are into fitness, suddenly working out seems a lot more attractive. You can use this to your advantage with a strategy called temptation bundling. You pair something you need to do with something you want to do. The formula goes like this. After I habit I need, I will get to habit I want. For instance, after I study for 30 minutes, I get to watch one episode of my favorite show on Netflix. Or, my personal favorite, I am only allowed to listen to my favorite podcast while I'm on the treadmill at the gym. By linking what you need to do with a guaranteed dopamine hit, you make the hard habit itself more attractive. You actually start to crave going to the gym because it means you get to find out what happens next in that podcast. You're not just relying on discipline anymore. You're using your brain's own reward system to pull you forward. The third unbreakable law is to make it easy. Let's face it, our brains are wired to be lazy, to conserve energy whenever possible. The more effort a habit takes, the less likely we are to do it. It's the path of least resistance. You're more likely to order takeout than cook a fancy meal after a long day. You're more likely to scroll on your phone than read a book if one is in your hand and the other is on a shelf across the room. The key to building a habit that actually sticks is to reduce the friction until starting is almost effortless. This is where the famous 2-minute rule comes in. Whatever your goal is, scale it down until it takes less than 2 minutes to do. Read before bed becomes read one page. Do 30 minutes of yoga becomes take out my yoga mat. Run 3 miles becomes put on my running shoes. The goal here isn't about the results in those 2 minutes. It's about mastering the art of showing up. Anyone can read one page. Anyone can put on their running shoes. And once you've started, it's so much easier to just keep going. You're making it easy to cast a vote for the person you want to become. And that brings us to the final and most important law. Make it satisfying. We only repeat behaviors that feel good at the end. Here's the problem. For bad habits, the reward is immediate. The pleasure of a donut, a cigarette, or scrolling through social media happens right now. The consequences, those are for future you to deal with. For good habits, it's the complete opposite. The reward is delayed. You won't see the benefits of working out or eating healthy for weeks or months. Since your brain is wired for immediate gratification, you have to find a way to give yourself an immediate win. This is why habit trackers are so powerful. That simple act of making a check mark on a calendar, it's a small, immediate dose of satisfaction. It's visual proof that you kept the promise you made to yourself, and it feels good. It makes you want to keep the streak alive. The rule here is simple. Never miss twice. If you slip up one day, just make sure you get back on track the very next day. This immediate reward is what closes the habit loop and tells your brain, hey, that was worthwhile. Let's do it again tomorrow. So what about breaking bad habits? Easy. You just flip the laws on their head. Instead of making it obvious, you make it invisible. Addicted to your phone? Stop leaving it on your desk. Put it in another room for a few hours. The less you see the cue, the less you'll have the craving. Instead of making it attractive, you make it unattractive. Reframe how you think about the bad habit. Don't think about the pleasure of smoking. Think about the self-respect you'll gain by finally quitting. Focus on the negative long-term outcomes to make it less appealing right now. Instead of making it easy, you make it difficult. Add friction. Want to watch less TV? Unplug it after every use and take the batteries out of the remote. Want to stop eating junk food? Simple. Don't have it in your house. The more steps you add between you and the bad habit, the less likely you are to do it. And finally, instead of making it satisfying, you make it unsatisfying. Get an accountability partner. Tell a friend your goal and agree that if you slip up, you have to pay them $10. The immediate pain of losing money will make that bad habit feel a lot less satisfying. So there they are. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. These are the 4 laws secretly running your life. They're always working, whether you're building good habits or falling into bad ones. The power of this isn't about some heroic surge of willpower. It's about making small, strategic changes to create a system where good habits are the easiest and most obvious choice. It's about building a system that works for you, not against you. So stop blaming yourself for a lack of discipline and start building a better system. If this video helped you look at your habits in a new way, hit that subscribe button for more videos on building a better life, one tiny change at a time. And now I have a question for you. Which one of these 4 laws are you going to use first? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to see what you're working on. Start today, start small, and watch how those tiny changes lead to remarkable results.